free. Come on, boys. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I need another brew. Yeah, right, close your eyes. Don't look at the sparks. I mean, come on. Come on, guys. You can't say that's not easy. Evening all. Time for another video. If you remember last week, we made all this mess. So my first job today is to get this cleaned up, and then hopefully we can start doing some welding. Let's crack to it, boys. So any of you guys that haven't been watching these videos, last week we got all the rubberized undercoating stripped off, and we got the car in a position where we're ready to start making some panels up and getting them welded in. So this week, this is what we're going to be aiming to do. But first off, just have to get all this cleaned up so we're not rolling around in it. Right guys, the first repair part, we're going to go from this bottom corner and we're going to go to that bottom corner, and then it bends in, and then them two are spotted together from the other side. So that's like quite a simple one to get done for the first one. So we'll get our Blue Peter badges on and we'll get cutting some cardboard up. So when it comes to making these cardboard templates, I try to get them as close as I possibly can to what the metal's going to be. It just makes it a lot easier when it comes to actually welding in the panel. So I always feel a bit of extra time spent on making these cardboard templates right saves you time in the long run. Exciting times, guys. We're going to get to use this for the real life situation. So I did a video on this tool that I got a few weeks back. It's a Beverly shear, and yeah, brilliant bit of kit, and it just whizzes through this 1mm plate, no problem. Just gotta clean up the edges a bit, take these sharp bits off, get the lip bent of it, and we'll... Oh, I missed a bit there, look, should have took that back. Just whiz that off. We got that all cut out. It needs tidying up on the edges, but what we'll do is we'll get it just tacked in, just 2 tacks, and then leave that in there. Then off this plate I can make this back plate, and then once I've made the back plate, I'll tack the back plate to this plate and then take this back off again and then weld the two together. I think that'll be easier than trying to do them to make that plate all in one go. We're not too bothered about, you see how this is not enough cut out, because we can come back to this and we can use the whiffler to whiffle it out. And the same as on this bottom piece here, I don't know if that's picking up on camera, I would almost rather get it in and then grind it back so then it's less noticeable. Roughly where it needs to be in it. That should hold it. So we've got that panel in and we've got it clamped on here, and then we're going to make another template up, cardboard. So we've started cutting this back. Something like that, boys. Something like that. Right, we've got the plate marked out and we're back on the metal shear. I love this thing. Isn't it nice just to not get covered in metal shavings? Look at that. I mean, come on. Come on, guys. You can't say that's not easy. Thank you. It's bloody lovely. I'm happy with that, kids. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty decent if I don't mind saying so myself. So I think we're happy with how this is fitting, because it can be slightly manipulated once it's in there. We'll get a couple of tacks in and then we'll take the full shebang off. We'll get the first one there, shall we? Up here. Right, close your eyes. Don't look at the sparks. Ah, it burnt me. Not there though. Sort of got one there, did we? One there. Right there. There and there. And then that'll weld up into there. This will all get clamped together and spot welded from the top. Whatever, I'm happy. So all this section now with these little tacks separate. Come on, come on, break free. Come on, boys. Come on, come on. Yay. Right, there we go. Let's get you out here. So this is going to be the first patch. Like so. You see what I mean now? So it was easier to make that in two sections than it would have been trying to cut all that out. That would have just been a nightmare. So now what we can do is just sling some welds down here, grind it nice and make it look pretty, and then put that in as one section. Sweet! As anybody who's welded thin plate knows, you're always fighting the heat situation, shrinking the metal and pulling it in and distorting your panel, but it's nothing that a finger file and a bit of hammering won't rectify. It's easier when you're on a panel like this that's not actually on the car, because you can manipulate it a bit more. There we go, boys. It's all welded up. Yeah, it looks spot on, doesn't it? Once we get the Raptor liner over it, you never know. And then we just got to, on this, I ain't gone too crazy on this bottom corner, because here we're gonna take a section out anyway, because if you remember, this is like the little drain section. We've got all this cleaned up in here. Put some rust converter for the surface rust that was in there, and then that's a well through primer. And then now so I've got the we've got the holes cut to spot weld this to the bottom. Got the little drainage hole chopped out, so we'll get this tacked in. See how she looks. See how she looks. Better. That looks better. So we've got that tacked in just for now. You see I made the hole more circular, and this is it from the back side. So again, it's all just tacked in, not on the bottom part, so this is still not fastened up. And again, just a few tacks. I've had a bit of a clean up in that top part up there because there was a bit of surface rust. So we've had a clean up in there, and just like that, voila, we have this piece somewhat made up. We'll just get it tacked in. So we can start to see it coming together. Got these delivered today. Yeah, they look spot on. 26 quid, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with them. I've never heard of them before, but Frankberg, yeah. I say they came quick and well packaged, and they seem good quality as well. So that's new replacements for the rear brakes. Put them to the side for when we need them. I think the next best thing to do will be to get this cleaned off, and then we can see whereabouts that's going to line up in there. But yeah, we'll get it in the shop blaster. What's better? I've still got these bits to take off, and I've not gone crazy on this underside, because this has to come off, this plate here has to come off, this bit here has to come off, and then all these little bits need to be ground back. So yeah, we ain't gone crazy on that. But that's like what you see, well, you don't see any of it because it has another plate going over there, but that's what's been exposed to the weather. And then the other side, yeah, it looks as good as new, doesn't it? Yeah, look, these bits have got to come off there and there, and then I'll have to weld a new bit in here, and I think a new bit on that end maybe. What I've done here is painted some black paint onto that edge so you can see the spot weld more clearer once you rub them down, and it just makes it easier for you to be able to drill them out. My bad, I never pressed start on the video. Right, so we just welded the first hole up. We've got all the bits taken off that we didn't want on there, and then yeah, what we're doing now is just filling up the holes that we just drilled out, just because we're going to be spot welding it from the other side. Got a copper pipe on here, that makes it easier to fill these holes up because the weld won't stick to the copper, so it gives us we can use that as something to push up against with the weld, if that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. Here we go. Bloody hell, boys. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I need another brew. I'll go get myself a coffee and we'll carry on with this. So we're back. Made a coffee. So the next bit on this, we'll get like the little extension pieces put on. So there's a bit that needs to come down here, and then this little piece here needs to be a bit taller, and then that gets spot welded on. So we'll make these little bits up. I'll make them up off camera and then get them welded in and then show you the results. There we go, boys, all welded. So we've got the new lip on the end there, and then we've extended this lip here. We've kept the little drain hole there as well, and then all the holes have all been filled. So that's back to how that panel would have been. Last thing to do, back into the sandblaster now, because we can get into all these bits, and we'll give this another blast. That's as good as she's going to get. Right, we're welded in on this back piece, and then we're going to go around to the other side and weld this other piece in. Yeah, I struggled a little bit on this side, and I'm not really sure why. I had the welder set to what I would normally have it set to, but for some reason it just kept burning little holes through and just didn't seem to really want to weld very well. I think also it didn't help the fact that the post from the car lift was getting in my way, so I couldn't really get in there properly. I think for when it comes to doing the rest of the work in the arch, I'll actually move the car forward a bit, get the wheel back on it and move it forward. It's a cold one this morning, 4 degrees. So we're gonna keep pressing on. We'll get this welded up and then we'll get everything ground off and make everything good. Been that. I thought the welds were struggling a bit yesterday on that side. I ran out of gas. I knew I was low. So yeah, that's rubbish. Yeah, I can't get any gas today. I might not even be able to get any tomorrow because the place I get the gas from is not that local to me. I work in totally different direction to where I'd get the gas from. So I'm gonna have to find something else to do today. This morning, I'm sure there's stuff we can do. We're ground back, a couple of tiny little pinholes. Where are we? Little pinholes that'll need to be filled, which we'll do when we get some more gas. In the top here, I've just given some of a rub down, and I'm going to put some rust converter up in there on that bare steel just to protect that. And the same as around here, I think I'm going to put rust converter all around here. This is a trouble in the UK, so this is what I ground down last week. And look, can you see it all surface rusting over again? That lip that I ground down, we've got all the surface rust coming back on it. And that was all bare metal, but it's instant. Even though it's in the garage, there's that much moisture in the air. Yeah, everything just instantly goes rusty again. So we've got that sanded back, or ground back. And yeah, it's better than I thought it was going to be honest with you. Again, a couple of little pinholes in this corner here, but when I get some more gas, we'll get these welded up. It's hard to see when you're shining the light on here, but yeah, look, little pinhole here, but yeah, but it's nice and flat. We've hammer and dollied it. But yeah, it just needs, it's better than I thought it was anyway. I've got the that back piece just clamped in there for now. A janky little clip to hold it in place, and then that makes it the same. The gap, how I'm measuring it, is the gap from the top of here to the top of that is the same as what it is on the other side. So then now that means on the underside we can make up the panel that fills this full big gap. Now I don't think I've got enough steel to do that in one piece, so I might just make this front piece and bring it like halfway onto this piece, and then from halfway on here do this back piece, because it's quite thick steel, and I say I don't think I've got a big enough piece. So yeah, I'll get some templates made up. That's the template made up. What I do is, if you ever wonder why I have like little bits of tape on sometimes, it's just because if I cut this cardboard too short, I just make the difference up with tape rather than cutting the full thing again. Right, let's cut this out. It's thick as steel, this 1.5 mil, just because that is a bit more of a structural piece. It's where you jack the car up from. So this hopefully will be, yeah, that'll be big enough. And then I've got a bigger piece down there which will do the big panel. Right, let's chop this. We're marked out. Let's get this chopped. See how she handles this 1.5 mil steel. I know she'll do it no problem. Easy peasy. Just for anybody that doesn't know, when you're bending the steel, you know, to make the lip for your spot welds, when it's on a bend like this, without having a shrinker to shrink the metal, this line here, you have to put like relief slits in, I assume that everybody, or majority of the people who watch these videos know that anyway, but if you don't, yeah, so you put the slits in so that when you bend the tabs over, it don't buckle it all up basically. So that's that part made up. I think I'll just have to cut a bit off this piece because we're just a bit too far this way, just so that we can get both of them, when we make the other piece, get both of them spot welded to this underneath part. Hopefully, so I'll get some gas this next week, and we'll get this back corner all fully made up. But yeah, it's definitely coming together. And just like that, that's another week over. Where does the time go? If you've got this far in the video, then cheers for watching. Give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up. For the guys that have been commenting and giving us the thumbs up, cheers. Yeah, that's as far as we're going to get this week. I often wonder, how does Matt Armstrong manage to build a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in a week? And I'm literally getting 3 panels welded in, and I'm thinking I'm a hero. Yeah, so at the end of this video, I'm just going to add a little bit on where we went to watch some lights get turned on locally to us. And it absolutely chucked it down, and it was freezing, but you know, we're British. Yeah, I'll put that on the end of here. But yeah, until next week, guys, I'll see you later. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am hoping that the